Good morning, good morning. Just parked at the Mariposa Grove parking lot. We're about to head towards the trail right here. Parking lot's super empty, sun's out, feels great. It's about high 40s, low 50s right now. And yeah, we're about to embark on this trail. Yeah, from the parking lot right here, it's about 1.9 miles, as you can see right there. 1.9 miles to Mariposa Grove. I should mention in the summer, there's also a shuttle that runs from the parking lot all the way down into Mariposa Grove. But in the winter, the shuttle doesn't run. Also, this is just a great opportunity to get into it, get used to hiking. It's just a very pretty trail leading into Mariposa Grove as well. This trail kicks off with a little bit of elevation right from the start, as you can tell right here. But even on the first quarter mile, it's already so nice and peaceful. It just feels great to be outdoors, hiking, just experiencing nature. Yeah, it's funny, the last time I was on this trail, there were all these signs like warning you about the mountain lion. I guess there was a mountain lion sighting a couple of weeks before. So it's just important to always be mindful and cautious of your surroundings. You never know when you're gonna cross paths with the mountain lion or a bear out there. Pretty much half a mile in, this tree right here, it's always a cool sight for pictures, etc. It's kind of crazy how it burned from the inside out, and now it's hollow. But yeah, kind of cool to see. After about 0.7 miles, the trail opens up and is a little bit more exposed, giving you a view of the Sierra National Forest. Looks really cool. But the view is going to be a little bit better from up there. So I'll let you see the view from up there in a second. This is the view I'm talking about. Just beautiful, so peaceful and calm out here. It's a Sunday today, and I got to the trail at about 9 a.m. I would say. Started hiking a little bit after 9, so I expected the trail to be busier than this. But so far, 0.7 miles in, I only passed 2 other groups. Super calm and peaceful. Love it. And I mean, just look at this view. And we haven't even gotten into the sequoia forest yet, which is the actual highlight of this trail. Cool. There's a woodpecker right there. Maybe you can hear it. I don't know if you can see it or hear it, but it's right there. I'll try to zoom in. Maybe you'll be able to see it. Let's talk a little bit about where you can find the trailhead, as well as the parking lot. So basically, if you come through the south entrance of Yosemite, you can't miss it. You take the first exit in the roundabout right after the entry, and you're basically in the middle of the parking lot. About a 1 hour drive, a little bit more, depends on how long the line at the entry is, from Fresno. Actually, it's a buck. About 1.1 miles in, you'll come to this sign that basically tells you it's about 0.8 miles to Mariposa Grove. There's also a picnic area 0.2 miles this way, which basically leads you towards the road that the shuttle runs on in the summer. Oh, we got our first little sequoia tree right there. They're just beautiful. And a little preview, a little teaser of what lies ahead. But yeah, this one is nothing compared to the whole forest of sequoia trees that we're gonna get to in 0.8 miles. As you might be able to tell, I'm kind of keeping my voice down, almost whispering. Well, not whispering, but keeping my voice down at least. It's just so calm, quiet, and peaceful here right now. I don't really want to disturb the wildlife like the deer we saw earlier, or even other hikers that I come across on this trail. So I'm really keeping my voice low, just enough so it still comes through on the video, I guess. All throughout the trail you have these trees that just fell. Some of them are partially burned and then they died and just fell that way. Some of them fall in storms. But yeah, it's hard to tell what happened to this one. It just makes the trail feel so much more adventurous. let's talk about how long this trail is and how long it will take you. And the answer to that is, it really depends. So as we talked about, the trail into the Grove, if you're not taking the shuttle, is 1.9 miles. From there, you have all these different options, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But basically trails, like little loops, ranging from a mile or a little bit over a mile, all the way up to 6 miles. So it really depends on what you're feeling and also your level of fitness. But we're going to talk about those trails in a little bit. At about, or after about 1.2 miles, you begin to climb quite a lot. Actually, not quite a lot, maybe a little bit. But to be honest, I didn't remember this little climb from the last time I hiked this hike. So now the trail begins to be more exposed to the sun, so it's heating up quite a lot, especially with the little climb. But the views are just amazing. And yeah, we're almost in Mariposa Grove. So it's crazy to see the fire damage on these trees. And you can see like the side, like this one is burned on the right, this one's burned on the left, this one obviously fell. But it's just crazy, like the dimensions of these trees and the fire coming through. 1.7 miles in, we're coming up on this bridge right here. Right there. Looks super cool, and it basically takes you across this little creek. I'll put the name of the river right here somewhere. But yeah, it just looks super cool. And yeah, we're also almost in Mariposa Grove. As you can see, there's a little bit of snow right here. But yeah, we're in the middle of January right now, so there's definitely going to be more snow to come. Yeah, last year we hiked this hike around February, and everything was covered in snow. It looked super pretty. Winter wonderland. And yeah, exactly 1.9 miles in, we arrive in Mariposa Grove. Even at first glance, just stunning. So basically, we're here right now. We're gonna take the Mariposa Grove Trail all the way up to the Faithful Couple, past Grizzly Giant. Then we're gonna loop back onto the Grizzly Giant Trail loop and make our way back here. Yeah, the sequoia right here, beginning of the trail, are absolutely breathtaking. Just the sheer dimensions of these trees are absolutely crazy, and there's so many of them here. And they're only in this area of the Sierra Nevada, so very unique, very cool, and definitely a sight to see. Yeah, the beginning of this trail leads you across this little built path right here. Also keeps people from like on the trail, which is good. And you also got amazing views of fallen trees like this one. But I gotta say, it can get quite busy here, especially in the summer when the shuttle is running. Basically, everybody stays around this area, so it's always worth to make it a little bit more of a longer hike, but makes it more fun and maybe also a little bit more unique of an experience. Yeah, so our first goal, as I said, is to stay on these two trails basically. But for us, it's going to be the Mariposa Grove Trail because we're going to continue on this one. And we're going to make our way to Grizzly Giant, which is in 0.6 miles. Yeah, the sequoias are super unique trees. Their bark is crazy. It basically protects them from everything, but especially fires. And it basically makes it impossible for them to burn in one fire, as you can see here. All these trees have a little bit of fire damage, but they're still alive, still going. So that's super cool and also super important in California, as we're seeing right now. I'll never understand why people feel the need to carve their names or initials or whatever into trees, even when they're dead. But just don't do it. There's no point. And hurting the tree if it's still alive, and even dead trees, why would you do that? I don't know, it seems a little bit selfish. Don't do it. I gotta say though, it's definitely heating up in the sun. It feels super nice out, but definitely almost time to take off the gloves and the buff. Along the trail, you also have all these super interesting information signs and panels. This one is about the tree and the anatomy of the tree and the bark. Super interesting. So you definitely, if you take the time to read all of them or to read some of them, you definitely learn something. And it makes you feel a little bit more in touch with the trees and makes you a little bit knowledgeable. After about 2.4 miles, you get to the Bachelor, as you can see right here, and the Three Graces. It looks kind of cool. You have the Bachelor right here and the Three Graces in the back. Very interesting. And yeah, we're gonna keep going on the Mariposa Grove Trail, and we have 0.3 miles to the Giant Grizzly. Look at these trees, or I mean, what's left of them. Like right here and right there. Like, how are these even still standing? That's crazy. Kind of cool though. 2.5 miles in, we've climbed a little bit over 800 feet of elevation, so there's definitely some elevation to it, but if you take it nice and slow and you don't rush through it like I'm doing, it's not that bad. Almost at the Grizzly Giant. 0.1 miles left. You can already see it around this tree right here.
Although it's not the last time. Although it's not the last time. I want words for you tonight.
The dimensions of this tree are just absolutely insane. I'll put some of the stats somewhere down here, but it definitely holds a couple records, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, amazing. Great point for a little break. Chill out. There's all these different areas here, so you can chill, eat a little bit, snack, hydrate, and then continue on. From here, the Mariposa Grove Trail takes a little right, and the Giant Grizzly Trail just continues on, basically on the left. I gotta be honest, I confused the two for a second. So we're staying Grizzly Giant Loop Trail actually. It leads you right to the California Tunnel Tree. You can already see the California Tunnel Tree right there. It's pretty cool. I'll show you in a second. Just look at the Grizzly Giant one more time. Absolutely insane. It's so cool. Yeah, just absolutely insane. It's a little tunnel carved into the tree. Just look at that. Absolutely massive tree as well. Just before the tunnel, you could take a left to stay on the Giant Grizzly Loop, but we are actually going onto the Mariposa Grove Trail, which we're going to get to in 0.2 miles, and then we're taking a left there. This will make it a little bit of a wider loop, but I think it's definitely worth it, because from here to the way back to Mariposa Grove, or the start point of Mariposa Grove, would only be 1.2 miles. So this makes it a little bit of a bigger loop, but I think it's definitely worth it because you get to see so much more of this area, and it doesn't take you back right to the very touristy areas. Also, one thing I should mention about the California Tunnel Tree is that especially in the summer when it's busier out here, there can be a line for pictures and stuff. Very fortunate right now, it's not busy at all. And yeah, I was basically just able to walk through. Squirrels everywhere, just making their way through the trees. Some of them are huge. This one's pretty small, but yeah, they're definitely used to humans, and I think also used to being fed by humans, because especially around the Giant Grizzly, they come up to you and basically want food, which is not a good sign. I mean, first of all, they're not made for human food, and second of all, it's pretty intrusive from us humans into the nature, so don't feed the squirrels or any other wildlife. This 0.2 miles to the Mariposa Grove Trail is a little more rugged, as you can see, but we're gonna make our way onto the trail, actually right here in a second, and you see it's pretty much one of the main trails as we talked about before. From here, this will lead you to the Mariposa Grove Cabin. It's about 1.1 miles, but we're gonna take our way to the Faithful Couple in 0.7 miles on the Mariposa Grove Trail. We are 3 miles in right now, about 0.6 miles-ish to the Faithful Couple. So far it's just a beautiful day out. Like, the sun's out. It's actually heating up quite a bit, and it's just beautiful. It's not busy at all. Couldn't ask for a better day. As you can tell, the Mariposa Grove Trail takes you a little bit higher up than the Giant Grizzly Loop Trail that you would see down there. I think you're not able to see it right now, but it's down there somewhere. That will just make the views even better once we get to the top. And yeah, like I said before, it's also just a little emptier. And here we have it, the Faithful Couple. Yeah, it's just insane how huge these trees are, like the dimensions, like they don't even fit in the frame. Just makes this hike so much more fun. Right after the Faithful Couple, you'll get to this point where you can basically decide to continue on the Mariposa Grove Trail and make it to Cloth Spine Tree. Oh my god, look at all the deer up there. I don't know if you can tell. There's one right there, and then there's so many more over here. I'll try to zoom in later. That's just so cool. One is running all the way over there. I guess they must have heard me. Oh, there's one right there. There's like 3 or 4. That is so cool. And just part of the cool wildlife you get to see out here. Oh, they see me. While I don't want to disturb them too much, I'm just going to let them be. But that's so cool. And yeah, like I said, just an example of the cool wildlife you get to experience out here. I've never seen so many deer within one hike, to be honest, out here. We've seen a bear before, actually twice. Hopefully not this time, honestly. Actually, it would be kind of cool. Back to what I was saying is you can make your way Cloth Spine Tree and continue on the Mariposa Grove Trail right here. And then continue on to the deer up there. Or what I'm going to do is continue down this trail. As you can see, it says it's going to be like 1.2 miles back to the shuttle bus area. Now the trail basically takes you down all the elevation you've gained on the previous mile with these little, or I guess you would call them long stretching switchbacks. Right here. From this trail right here, you can see people down there on the Giant Grizzly Loop Trail. As I said before, the Giant Grizzly Loop Trail is also always an option. You can make your way through the California Tunnel Tree and then just return back and continue on the Giant Grizzly Loop Trail. This will save you this little uphill segment, but you won't get to see the Faithful Couple and maybe even the wildlife that usually inhabits the perimeter of this area. Oh, this is kind of cool. 3.9 miles in. This is the perimeter trail right here. And it leads you all the way to Awana. That's kind of cool. And I guess it's also a horse track. For us though, we're gonna stay on the perimeter trail, I guess. But we're gonna continue to the shuttle bus area. And like I said, we're not going towards the Grizzly Giant, but towards the shuttle area right here. Again, it's so crazy to see all the fire damage. Just insane. But I mean, compared to other areas in California, that's like nothing. 4.4 miles, still on the switchbacks on the way down. As you can see, we're gonna turn right here and follow along this cool looking tree right here. Yeah, we should be almost back at the shuttle bus area. And from there, we're gonna have 2 miles back to the parking lot. And with that, we pretty much made it back to the shuttle bus area. It's just 0.1 miles, basically taking a right here. And we're back where we started. Now from the shuttle area, it's time to make our way back to 1.2 miles to the parking lot. The whole loop from the shuttle area back to the shuttle area was about 3.1 miles-ish. Even on the first quarter mile back from the shuttle area to the parking lot, you can tell it's a lot busier now. It's around like 11:30-ish right now, so crowd's definitely starting to pick up. While we're on the way back, let me give you my rating of this trail in our usual categories: views, difficulty, and overall. So in the views category, this trail gets 3.5 out of 5 stars for me. The giant sequoias are just amazing, like really pretty, just beautiful. The wildlife you're able to see here, also pretty cool. So it's a 3.5 out of 5 for me. Moving on to the difficulty rating. On a difficulty scale, I'll give this trail a 2 out of 5 stars. It's pretty easy. It has some elevation in it, but the terrain is not very technical. Yeah, I'd say it's a good challenge for beginners, but pretty easy overall. Overall, I'm gonna give this trail 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, it's 11:45 right now, and just the way back is super busy, especially people coming into Mariposa Grove. So to me, those 2 hours definitely make a huge difference. Like, get here as early as possible, probably more around the 9 a.m. area. That will make your experience so much better, trust me. With that being said, we're almost back at the parking lot. In total, this hike was about 6.5 miles with around 1,300 feet of elevation. Took me about 2 hours and 10 minutes in total for the hike. If you plan on taking breaks, enjoying the view, and not hiking as fast, I would say plan with around 3 to 4 hours. Maybe more on the 4-hour side, especially if you're here for the first time. With that, as always, thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.